Hello dear friends, this is Chef Walter. Welcome back to another episode of Italian Heritage Network. I have the pleasure of introducing you today with Robin Tagliaferri. She is the president of NOIAW and she'll explain exactly what it is. Welcome Robin, welcome to the show. How are you?
Grazie mille, Chef Walter. Thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful program. And the ideas that you have are wonderful, and they keep all of the Italian Americans thinking about their great heritage. So yes, I am the president of the Rhode Island region of the National Organization of Italian American Women. Presently there are 4 regions: Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, and Washington, D.C., and hopefully in the coming months and year, one in Florida and one in Massachusetts.
Excellent. You have an interesting life. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Your family, I believe, came out of Italy, correct?
Yes, exactly. It is a wonderful, rich heritage. My mother's family was from Messina in Sicily and Acri in Calabria. And my dad's family was from a small town called Guarcino in Frosinone. And it has been a pleasure to research all of the wonderful history that has been given to me. And I am learning so much about myself and about the great history of Italy.
You also do a lot of research about Italian Americans. And I think you have a project that you have undertaken of researching people from the Guarcino area, the Ciociari, as they call them in the Lazio, correct?
Yes, absolutely. In my travels, in the summer of 2019, I had the pleasure of visiting Guarcino for the first time. And there was a group of us, we were all given 3 books. I took those 3 books, studied them diligently, and I started to exchange emails with the local historian, Luigi Benassi, with the Sindaco, the mayor, Urbano Restante, and some of the others, and now have a circle of friends in Guarcino that are helping me to learn more about the heritage. But my own research starts in 1912, which is when my grandfather, Paolo Tagliaferri, came from Guarcino at age 14 and came with his great-grandfather, and I believe started off as quarrymen, working in the quarries in Missouri. But thank God they ended up in Providence, as many Guarcinese Americans did. And I've been researching this journey of this young man who came across, who then became a hoisting engineer for the Gorham Manufacturing Company in the bronze foundry, and learning all about maybe where some of my artistic talent comes from. That is the gist of it all, getting to know myself also.
That sounds wonderful. How important is to you the connection to our motherland in form of heritage?
When I think about it, when we all think about the fabric of who we are, and we think about this ancient heritage that we inherited, when you think about all of the talents, all of the skills, I also just think about the way that I look at the world and the talents that I've been given by God. And I realize that this has all come from our Italian heritage, and how important it is to learn, to read, to discuss with others about this history that we have, but also the language. So one of my hopes someday is to be fluent in the language, which I am not yet, Walter.
That's okay. How important is food to your heritage, and what do you remember about growing up in an Italian family?
Yes, certainly food always plays a role in our great culture. And one story in particular is that as a young girl, I would often go to visit my grandmother, who is the Guarcinese American. And I would go to visit her, and she taught me how to make dough, and she taught me how to make gnocchi. And then her specialty was the arancini, which the Romans call supplì. And I was so proud of myself to be able to watch her, to see how she put the ingredients together, and now I make them as a tradition 2 or 3 times a year, but I wish it were more. And of course, it's a process by which you put together the rice and you flavor the rice with all of these wonderful flavors, tomato, cheese. But the one tip that I remember that is the most important is having it all soak overnight. So then you are able to form the arancini perfectly. So I just remember her giving all of the directions and making those arancini, the supplì, and it fills my heart.
You have a too strong culinary connection, because if we think of Sicily, which I believe has a history, it's a nation of its own, and of course Lazio, both regions are very rich in culinary. So I think that you draw your inspiration from both of these regions. If you were in a kitchen today or tonight, what would you make?
Well, let's see.
If you didn't have anything at hand,
yes,
what
if
would
I
come
didn't
to mind?
have anything. Well, recently I saw a wonderful demonstration for carbonara,
Right.
and it was just wonderful because it just talked about the pancetta and how the oil from the pancetta was so important to the flavor. And I thought, oh my goodness! And if I had the inspiration to do it, let me run home and make get the pancetta and make it.
To render the fat, to
Yes.
give it the flavor, yeah.
And so those are the types of things that I think about when I think about making some authentic Italian food.
Excellent. Before I let you go, what is the most important utensil in a kitchen for you?
The most important
Utensil.
utensil,
Is it a knife, a spoon? What would you use?
I would say the wooden spoon.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well-
Very important. Molto importante.
Molto importante. Grazie davvero, Robin. I want to thank you for coming into and record this beautiful interview. You're clearly very good on camera. So
Thank you, Chef
should deserve
Walter,
a
very
television
much.
show of your own. What do you want to say to our followers?
I would say, first of all, thank you, Chef Walter, for helping us in Rhode Island especially, but internationally, to preserve our great heritage. And also maybe folks might consider to research their own immigration stories of their ancestors. And they may consider to become members of NOIAW, Rhode Island, which men and women can become members.
And you want to say the website or some information?
NOIAW.org, National Organization of Italian American Women.org.
Let's do that. NOIAW.org is the website. Get in touch with Robin Tagliaferri, become a member, and carry forward our heritage. This is Chef Walter saying goodbye from the Italian Heritage Network. Until the next time, stay well. Ciao, ciao.